off there. And we thought we might get the opportunity to actually hear what they talk about, what they say at the table, what they're thinking.
Just going to drop this one into the middle. We want to attack this bad red above the yellow very early.
Just Marc and I today. Mick Scerri is away. He's been on a fishing trip, but I can tell you he's won the pool comp at the Bermagui pub. He's got himself...
Mick. Oh. Always sniping.
He's got himself $120 plus a giant Toblerone for making a single visit clearance where he potted all 7 balls in the black.
I think he's actually back-to-back winner of that tournament now.
Is it an annual event? Is it?
Yeah. He makes people believe that he's going up this time of year because of the weather.
Yeah.
But really, he wants to becoming a bit of a living legend up there, a bit of a myth, a draw card for the town. There's this guy, you should see him. He only needs one go to clear the table. That block of Toblerone was sitting there for 15 years. No one had won it.
They're going to have an honour board up there.
Scary guy.
25 champion, Michael Scerri. 2026 champion, Michael Scerri.
Yeah.
27, question mark. Who could it be?
Trust me, if he goes back again next year and doesn't win that, it might, don't know if it actually would surprise a lot of people, but it would actually really piss him off. I've joked about going up there just to try and play against him and don't you dare.
I hope you're enjoying the trip, Mick, and we're looking forward to having you back soon. We also, just this last week, Marc, hit 30,000 subscribers on YouTube. So Thanks to everyone for supporting us. And
thank you, everyone.
Following along.
I get a lot of good feedback at venues. I get a lot of people I haven't met before come up and say they're really enjoying the podcast. I had one person say they should put it on at nighttime and fall asleep to it. I didn't know whether that was a compliment or not, but I'm like, hey, if our soothing voices help you fall asleep, then that's fine by me.
Exactly. Yes, we'll take any feedback.
One person admitted to that they sometimes listen to us in the shower. That's another one right there. I think that one's for you, Marty.
I'll leave that one untouched. Stay away from that.
Hopefully they do too.
Oh yes, well done. Well done. Now, there was one bit of sad news this week that I just want to quickly mention, which was the passing of John Virgo.
Yes.
The commentary voice of, I was going to say of a generation, but probably multiple generations. Like just for anyone who doesn't know John Virgo, you would know him if you ever watched a bit of snooker and the cue ball is heading in a pocket. He's the guy who says, "Where's the cue ball going?" Legendary commentator of snooker and excellent snooker player in his own right back in the day. So sad to see John Virgo pass this last week.
Yeah, he brought that level of commentary. Like they got a lot of professionals who have very good insight. Yeah, Alan McManus is one of my favorites.
I
Joe
agree.
Perry, Sean Murphy's a good one. Hendry. They've got all these guys very knowledgeable, but sometimes you want someone to just add a bit of
personality,
different tone. Yeah, a bit of personality, and he was very good at that. So it'll be missed.
He'll be missed indeed, yes. Now, last week we put out a video where you went on a bit of a road trip to Mildura, and people really liked that. We got a lot of positive feedback about that. So today we have tried to bring it to the next level. We've got something very special in store for you all today, and it all revolved around the Victorian State Doubles. Before I dive into that, I just want to call out that the format changed a little bit this year.
Yeah, I've noticed Pool Victoria over the last couple of years. Two years ago, they tried something. To their credit, they tried something and it didn't work. But at least they're trying, and they got a lot of feedback on that. So they've tried something a little bit different. They've gotten some advice from some people, and the theme that they're trying to go for now is more table time, a bit more value for their money, and give everyone a real good chance to compete. With the shorter formats, some people go there and you get a bad beat and you're out. You'll be competing, you won't do much wrong. And in best of threes and stuff, you just lose, and it's very unsatisfying. So, the round robin stage, they changed it to top 4, which just suits the entire field, really. Everyone's happy about that. Everyone likes to qualify. And the round robin stage was best of 5. So everyone got plenty of pool, good chance to qualify. All the groups were very even based on seedings and whatnot. Done very well. I think the round robin finished, early mid-afternoon, something like that. It was a good time. So, the feedback was very good. People got a good hit for their money. And for those who didn't qualify, still got a good hit out. And then the finals was longer races to 4s and then 5, then 6. For the finals, it was a good atmosphere. Yeah, Pool Victoria, just wanted to do a little bit of a shout out and sort of say that they're listening. Their ears are open. So I think it's going to take a few years, a bit of refining, but things will be on the improve.
Yeah, I had multiple members of the Pool Victoria committee come and chat to me during the day. We are here to try and support pool in Victoria and Australia and the world. But of course, Victoria is our own backyard. So this is where we start. So we're having open conversations about, how can we help and promote local events? And they were very happy for all the activities we were doing on the day as well that we're about to kind of get into. So yeah, well done to everyone on the committee there. Now, during the event, what we decided to do is I got a hold of the smallest lapel microphones that I could. So there's a $1 coin. So that,
Plus, you know what a $1 coin looks like, mate.
So that's a lapel microphone, and I can clip that onto my.
When was the last time you had some
shirt? I needed to feed the light machine at the snooker club, so you can clip that onto your.
Yeah.
You can clip that onto your shirt, and that's a microphone, and that's got a receiver in the camera. What we actually did is Marc played with Gus Diorgio in the Big State titles, and they were a pretty clear favourite going into the event, both major event winners. So we thought that, I guess we expected you guys to have a reasonably deep run, and we thought we might get the opportunity to actually hear what it's like for a high-level doubles pair to hear what they talk about, what they say at the table, what they're thinking, how they talk to each other about the shots. We did a couple of those things during the round robin qualifying stages, but then something amazing happens. Our worlds collide because I also entered the state doubles event with Greg Wells, and Greg and I end up making it through to the semi-finals for a head-to-head clash with none other than Marc Robertson and Gus Diorgio.
You and Greg Wells, the original odd couple.
That's right. So we have that match on film with Marc and Gus talking during the match. And of course, I didn't know what they were saying during the match, but now I get to see it. So we're going to watch them together now and see how that goes.
Rob Bowen and Scott Parker, you might want to turn this off now. We had a good match against them. We had a little bit of run of the balls. They didn't, and they didn't really do much wrong. And neither did we, but we ran away with that one 4-0. And if they watch this next match, they're not going to be happy.
Yeah, I think we can say up front, Marc, that it wasn't the highest quality match from either pair. But one of the things, I mean, there are a couple of racks that are run, but it's a race to 5. So there's lots of frames that are played, and some of them get a bit messy, and they're not the highest quality pool, but that actually makes for interesting conversations as well. So it should be.
Adds to the flavour. That's why we did it.
That's right.
We are down to the semi-finals of the Victorian State Title Scotch Doubles. I've played with all you guys before in teams and doubles and everything like that. I think we're going to have a great match. Coming over here, Greg. That's it. Mick's not here, but I've got something a bit better. Hey,
yeah. Number 1.
We've got Gussie.
Number 1.
I think he's missed one ball for the whole day. So.
I've been on the reserve list for 19 years.
But it's best of 9. It's been a fantastic tournament so far. Can't fault it. Venue, tables, everything's been awesome. So hopefully we have a good match. All right.
Good luck, gents. Good luck, boys.
Cheers, boys.
It's weird listening to myself like this.
Yeah. Now, interestingly, this is the show table at the venue. We've been playing on outside tables the whole day. And this table plays quite differently.
Yes, Gussie.
The pace is different.
Yeah, the lights.
The lights are different.
The lights are very bright.
Yeah.
The table's fast. I don't like that break. That guy's bad. He did what I call a floater break. It's a soft stun to the top rail, which is really bad because if you get a ball in, you're very limited with your options. So bad break. No wonder you're bloody lost.
Brett?
Yeah.
And has left a little
Ooh,
kind of cluster down the bottom. It needs some sorting out.
Just think about playing that like second shot.
Off the yellow.
No, just potting it, like, but leave it from there. Or we can come here.
Wait, so which one? So it's this one?
Yeah, drop that one in. Then I'm actually going to play that now. Yeah. I'm just going to drop this one into the middle. We want to attack this bad red above the yellow very early. Always go for your bad balls as early as possible. Now we can map it. We can map it pretty good.
It's good. I don't need to commentate. I already am.
It worked very well. That was a great shot. Just opened the frame.
So I'll just
right up.
Just leave Gussie to
That's where I peaked, I think.
About a route that he likes. I'm looking at it and I can see a couple of options, but I don't really have a preference. So if you don't have a preference, you're best off just sitting down and just let your teammate play a shot.
Yeah, a lot of people talk too much in Scotch doubles, and it tends to happen more in finals.
It's a little bit thinner than what you think, so you could possibly lose the white. But if he executes it well, playing this red to the corner is the right shot, as long as he can hold the white. Yep.
Yeah, I was intrigued by how little the two of you spoke compared to Greg and I, but I think that's also, I mean, for Greg and I, we played doubles together 20 years ago. So we don't play together a lot. So we do have different styles, whereas I think you and Gus have played together quite a bit.
Yeah, Mick and I hardly ever speak. You tend to a little bit more in finals because a little bit more pressure and stuff. You want to make sure you're on the same page and everything, but that quite often leads to a lesser standard. But what it probably more is now I'm thinking about it is the standard of your opposition tends to get a bit harder. So if you are playing safeties and whatnot, they tend to need to be a bit better or a little bit more complex in a way sometimes.
A little bit off angle here. Not enough that I can chop through. So I'm just going to just guarantee Gus a shot on the black, not be too cute or clever. It's going to work out where I think he's going to be least hampered, just sort of hand on the table. Just back your teammate. See, I could have screwed down the table and have him play the black to the opposite corner pocket and stuff, but at the end of the day, you've got to back your teammate to knock in the balls, give your teammate a chance. Too many people try and land their teammate too nice, and then they end up losing the white, snookering them or not leaving them shot or hampered and stuff. And then that's what can lead to teams getting frustrated at each other. At the end of the day, that's the shot I would have left me. It's easy for me to do because Gus Potts as good a ball as I do. So it's very easy for me to just, whatever I would leave me, I can leave him. And I'm confident he can knock the balls in. I know not all teams have that luxury.
That was obviously a great start from you guys. I can tell you now, Marc, that Greg was very intimidated by you and Gus. So I spend quite a few frames just trying to get him to believe
Yeah, this table is a bit more lively than the others. It actually plays really nice.
that we can win, that we're capable of getting deep into this match.
So, I'll play the opening shot. Yeah. So I'm actually feeling a bit pretty tired.
Oh, this is a key. I think this might be a key thing.
I'll just ask Gus there to play the first shot. My eyes are a little bit fuzzy, and I just had to plan it all then. So cutting the ball
If you
into
can
the
pause it for a minute.
Yeah.
So you've just seen us make, we're into the semis. I think we've lost 3 frames for the day out of 30 or more. I don't know. So we're playing well. We've just made a good out there. So it's just important for me to highlight now that what I say there is my eyes are all fuzzy and I've actually got a headache. That's very relevant because we've just made a good out. So I'm not making up an excuse for a shot that I missed in the previous frame or something. The last out just went well. But I'm actually really struggling to see anything that's more than 3 feet away. So I basically just said, Gus, I think you need to play these kinds of shots. And I've never said that in my life to anyone. So yeah, it's going to be relevant as the match goes on.
Yeah, I think we'll actually see, even in this frame over the next few shots, I think there's a bit more commentary from you on that. And we might see the effects of that. So yeah, let's see what happens.
Again here, so I'm just going to rely on my teammate to help me out and back me up. He's gone a little bit unlucky there to not really leave. He's actually not left me on anything, but it's a little bit unlucky. He's played it good. He couldn't really have played it any other way. Checking what's on, there's a good chance I'm playing a safety from here. All the yellows are on, but it's all really quite tricky, and I really want to keep commanding position in the frame. So we're just going to keep it tight. I don't want to kill this yellow behind the black, so I'm just going to play a little containing shot. Okay, so he's not on anything. Exactly what I'll play. Probably could have tried to sneak white in under the yellow more. But if you want to push the yellow up the table,
Could have sniped a pop up at that.
Hey,
You could have sniped a pop up at one play.
yeah, it was. I just figure we can play a pretty good safety here and keep the pressure on. Keep all the balls on the table. Keep trying to play the right shots. It's what we've been doing all day.
See me point to an area there,
That's pretty much.
which is where I'm hoping that Wellesley can leave for the white.
I'm sort of talking to you, Gus.
So kind of a few inches away from that bottom left corner pocket. Now, obviously, he's come much further over to the right-hand side of the table. And this is one of the tricky parts of Greg and I playing together is I like delicate positional shots. Greg likes to really get through the ball with some pace and play for big areas. So I see shots differently to what Greg sees. And I've asked him to play a shot there that I don't think he was really comfortable with. And that was one of the tricky parts that we had to get through all day.
Yeah. So the problem with the shot you played, so we've got kind of like one bad yellow.
Yes.
And you freed it up for us. And the problem is yes, you haven't left us on anything, but you're about to not be on anything even worse. You wanted to contain that yellow. So you just dribble up to the red.
Yeah.
And smother the yellow. And we're not really on a lot. We can't get it out. And you're well in the frame then.
Yeah, fair enough.
Happy to play this, but Greg's wanting to unleash. So the big battle for Marty is keeping Greg at bay.
Bingo.
Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
This is where, Greg just pointed out to me that he wanted to have a go at potting red to the top corner. And this is where Marty might find out that, as a general rule of thumb, the better your opponent, the more aggressive you need to play. And that's not just able, that's all sports and games. you know, you watch two top tennis players. Djokovic isn't just hitting the ball over the net back to, you know, Nadal. He's got to go for winners. You've got to play good. So basic safeties that these guys have been playing today are still effective, but a good chance to not be as effective. And if they don't take tricky opportunities when they arise as well, sometimes you're going to find yourself in a worse position tactically. So right now they're in a worse position than they were before. Easy there, and he's meant that. That's a genius. If he's meant that, that's a fantastic shot. I'll be just discussing that with Marty later on.
All right, I think I better respond. I think I better respond to that. I'll just show you this shot again, and then I'll go.
It's funny.
It is funny, isn't it? So you'll notice there's a yellow just to the left of the black, and that ball actually gets potted. So watch when I play this shot.
See, they've had to do something pretty crazy there, and
okay, so certainly I didn't think I was going to pop that yellow. However, if I go back a little bit, you'll see me line up a shot just before I play it. All right, so I am trying to come off the rail, hit the high side of the red, push the red towards your black to create traffic, and send my white up the top of the table. I absolutely intended to do that.
Yeah, it's a good shot.
I couldn't account for the yellow going in. That was just a bonus. But yeah, that
a good
was
shot though. I like. Yeah. If it was most other people, I just call bullshit. But because it's you, I'm thinking he just may have meant that.
Yeah, I mean the plant was incredible. But yeah, like I'm just trying to be in the frame, right? Like I need some traffic around that black, and I'm trying to get the white somewhere where you don't have a pot on.
Another thing you can do there, I like your shot and I love it. But if you can't see anything like that, sometimes you just smash it because all those yellows are good. Your reds could do with some movement. Give luck a chance. Sometimes you try and be a little bit too cute, but sometimes just give it a good old smash. Get as much movement everywhere as possible. There's a good chance something good happens. You won't often hear me say that, but sometimes you've got to do that.
I think there's a couple of things today that one of the things that I give credit to you and Mick for, like having spent, a couple of hours a week chatting to you guys for 6 months now, is just that idea of white ball safety and promoting your balls. And so that focus is coming to how I'm approaching the shots. And there'll be a couple of those things today. Like I probably wouldn't have played a shot like this in World Rules days. I would have looked for a more containing kind of thing. My way of thinking has changed because of spending a lot of time with you guys.
Yeah, you played a few good ones in the match. I'm sure they'll bob up. I do remember a few of them.
Let's keep going.
So these are the exact shots that I don't want to play. I'm really going to struggle to see that far. This is actually a bit of a nightmare for me. This distance, that's right. I line up the yellow that's sort of in the middle. I kind of hardly see it. Look at that. That goes. So I'm trying that like half ball, kind of maybe pot it, not really. But I'm trying to send the white. I'm trying to send the white into my yellow, and at the bottom right, and play a bit of a safety.
Yeah,
just couldn't see it. So I fancy myself good long potter.
Yeah, and like that was a an unfortunate accident for you and a fortunate accident for us that you've potted the black out of turn. But you might remember I was saying Greg was quite intimidated by you and Gus. So for a mistake to come off your cue early in the match gave me an opportunity to say, see, some stuff can happen. They don't play perfect every shot. He bleeds. If he bleeds, he can die.
Yeah.
So
he's a man.
it gave me just a way to kind of. He still is intimidated for a few more frames, but it gave me got a wedge in that conversation to start to open his mind to the opportunity of winning frames and dream about the match.
Thinking clear right now. So if we do,
that was a really good break from Gus. That was beautiful. White straight up and down. coming back down the middle of the table.
This is another example for me where I think I spot a creative shot that I asked Greg to execute. Yeah, so this red is our problem ball.
No, it's not Marty. Yes, it is. Actually, I'm not sure.
Did you screw off the red there?
Yeah. Yeah, do you want to see that? Greg played the shot, yes. This is the opening pot for the frame.
That
right?
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good shot. I swear, Greg's good at that stuff. He's got good skills, Greg. You know, if you ask him to do that,
absolutely.
he can do that. Where there's a lot of other players probably around his level that can't do that. You know, so the problem was, like, I knew I wasn't feeling right. It was very obvious, but the problem was we actually went too far, got too negative. I brought Gus down. What I should have said, I should have actually just kept it to myself. But I actually, I don't know if it was negativity or not. But I made Gus feel as bad as I was unintentionally.
And I think this is the story of the match for me, is
Marty's
relatively straightforward potting was off for me during the match. I miss several shots like that I shouldn't have missed.
So this is mine and Gus's first doubles together. Mick and I played many times. There's been a few times where he's been off and I've been off, not to the point that I am here. And the other one has really, like, embraced it and has sort of been like, you know, they take over all the thinking. They basically kind of do what you're doing with Greg. Like, there's been times where I've been out of it for whatever reason and Mick's just taken over, or Mick has said to me, like, I don't know what's going on. I'm just like, okay, you just do what I say. And there's been times where he just tells me what to do, literally just tells me what to do. Gus didn't quite embrace that role. He sort of was more like, you know, still just do whatever makes you comfortable. But the problem was I wasn't feeling comfortable. Right now, I couldn't see any good choices. Everything was just off. And this was sort of the beginning of the battle.
The thing that I think let me down was not my thinking, it was my potting. Like, I just see some technique errors. Like, there's body movement and head movement and stuff, and I missed some pots that I should get as a result.
You think mechanical, but you also play mechanical. Sometimes you got to loosen up.
Yeah, that's probably true. It's also worth noting, we arrived at the venue at about 8 o'clock in the morning. I think we're playing this match at about 8:30 p.m. at night. We've been playing a good solid 12 hours of pool by this stage. And it's tiring. You know, like, it's physically tiring to kind of be out there for that whole time.
So I remember this. I remember trying to figure out how to extract the black, and for the life of me, I just couldn't. I was just hoping that Gus would just tell me. But he didn't.
Yes.
Bloody Gus. You're certainly looking at having a go at this out.
I think so, yeah. I got a feeling you guys talk about this for a while and you still aren't sure what to do. I think Gus looks up to you so much that because you've kind of been a mentor for him for so long, that he probably finds it difficult to take a leadership role when you're down. Like, for him to kind of step up and say, I'm going to take charge, Mark, because you've been such a mentor for him for such a long time. Whereas Mick will see you as a peer, right? Like, it's not it's a different kind of relationship. So I think he wanted you to decide what to do as opposed to him for him to just say, oh, let's just do this. There's a good contrast here between the shot Gus plays and then the shot that Greg plays. Contrast is similarity.
Now, this is fine. That's a decent target. If he extracts that black, we should make the hour.
If he gets
this is fine. Yeah, this is fine.
Real close.
It's the right option. His gut almost went straight into the yellow there, and he was getting closer.
You see me stand up and have a little sneak peek there. Although I expect you would have just called it if it had touched. So I think Gus played that. The way he executed that shot was correct. He just missed it.
Yeah.
But I think he got through the ball well, and they had played it at a good pace.
Yeah, he just didn't hit it. Like, didn't hit the target. But other than that, it was fine.
Yeah. And just bear that thought in mind, because, in a couple of shots' time, we'll see Greg play a similar type of shot.
I wanted to have a go at this plan. I was sort of hoping Gus would just give me permission to do it. I just didn't know what the right and wrong shot was. So not only my eyes were failing me, my brain was too.
Yeah, I think the silence was deafening there. Like, you ask Gus whether it's on, and he just doesn't say anything.
Just want me to cut that down? Get rid of it, or?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's annoying, actually.
Yeah. So I didn't want it right over the hole, because then they can play an easy turnover. Just wanted to block it. So we pretty much needed a shot there. We don't have a timer, but we want to be respectful of not to take too long. And we also don't want to we haven't been talking too much today. We don't want to get bogged down in too much conversation, but this was a really interesting one. It's not very clear if you want to attack or not. Yellow could have been a pain. So they've left us the cover down the bottom, so like an inner over black down to the bottom right, from where you're looking, the bottom left.
That's close.
Up there, and there's a very good chance that yellow goes in the middle. Well, if you want to take that on, and then we've got the inner over down the rail for the black. Leave it up to you, whatever you want to do. Both off. That's okay. Might be a good thing, might be a bad thing. Don't know. And we'll just find out. This out on reds is not easy at all, and all of our yellows are very nicely positioned now too. So, not actually sure if I wanted that to go in or not. If they make this out, then I did want it to go in.
Yeah, these positions, I'm fine if my opponents make the out. It's tricky. Sometimes you just good luck to them. If they make this out, they deserved it. Well done.
And there's kind of not many options for us either, right? Like, we could chip out this ball down the bottom right, but then we're just kind of handing it back to you and saying, if you make the out, good luck to you.
They were trying to extract that. I don't think it was on.
Yeah, I was trying to extract that. So this is the comparison shot to Gus attempting to extract the black. So Wellesley has an attempt to extract the black, and just the way he plays it is quite different.
Wow.
Yeah, he hit him off the yellow.
It just felt more flairish, like the white slid and arced, whereas Gus kind of pulled it straight back.
Yeah, it's because you've kept him on the leash for 10 hours. That was the time for him to go, and he got so excited. It's like he looked at you and he said, "Now," and you went, "Now."
Like that actually is true. Like, I think that was a moment where he said to me, "Screw into the black," and I just went, "Yep," and just walked back.
Get inside red to right middle or right corner.
Yeah, it's another miss, right?
A little backup plan didn't quite work out. So my shot here. We've got to work out what we're doing with this black. It is on, but it's squeezy. It's squeezy for the black.
Yeah, it's on.
It goes.
Yeah.
Yeah. As long as we've got the right angle, that goes. We want to try and use the we want to try and use this yellow to do it.
Yeah, so all this went well, except the end.
Except for the end of it.
He's landed me good on it. I just struggled. It was a harder shot than what it looked, but I just struggled to see the fine point in the shot. He's landed me good. Just just really struggling.
Wow.
Yeah, so you've hit the near jaw, but there was room there for you to, like, it's very close anyway. So there must have been enough room next to the red for you to cut it deeper.
Yeah, it was on.
Yeah, and then relatively straightforward mop up here for us. And again, this is another example where we're actually in front at this stage of the match. We're 2-1 up. And I'm trying to convince Greg, we're in this. Like, we're in front, and I'm still trying to say to him, we're in it,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Got to believe.
It's like, no, it's going to go bad at some point.
Yeah, well, there was a couple of moments where I was saying Greg to play these precise positional shots, and he's coming away saying Marc and Gus would have got that precise. They would have been right on the spot and right on the spot. I'm like, we're in front.
When we're playing well and we're feeling it and gelling and everything's all good, then yeah. But when you're struggling, you're struggling.
This is a good Greg Wells shot.
It's a good one.
Yeah, a quick remap here. Like he Greg lands in a position here where I look at it and it's just natural to get rid of this red. And I think this is a moment where I probably should have pulled Greg up. I think Gus points out on commentary here that we should take the top ball over the top right pocket now.
Yep.
But Greg immediately says to me, we have to get rid of this one next to the black now whilst we're here.
Hole first.
They're still going to make him.
Yeah.
And to be honest, I didn't even look around to see the ball at the top. I was just in a mode of trying to encourage Greg at this time. So I said, yeah, if that's what you want to do, go for it. So he was trying to get me in a really good position.
Sometimes you do have to do that too. Give your teammates some confidence.
And I'm just trying to screw off this now to leave him the long ball. Yeah, about there is where I want to be.
Rather than knock that in.
Yeah, that's actually a good result.
Potting was in all sorts.
I think I'm going to try this. Get a snooker?
Well, I like the turnover and getting the white.
Yeah. Try and get the snooker.
I mean, yeah.
I think I'm going to go for it.
I mean, we have to get rid of that.
Yeah. So I'm going to try and play the turnover here and get the snooker. It's very delicate though, but we find ourselves in a little bit of trouble if we don't play this now.
Never thought that yellow would not go in. But if I hit the yellow like half ball,
yeah, and you must,
in. Yeah. If I was more confident, I'd probably put the white wider.
And this is the world rules. Marty instinctively looks at this and says, "Bop the yellow off the rail, put it back in front of the white, get a snooker." But I'm trying to be more creative with my shot making, and I think I would just have slowly been suffocated had I done that. I think you get out of that snooker, and then I've got a dead yellow, and we slowly just die as we've got not enough balls on the table. So I try and find a different option here.
Oh, it's a very creative shot. I think probably it's a good shot there. Probably a little bit unlucky for them that red has gone near the middle. Otherwise, Gus was going to have to knock in a long ball.
So that was as intended. Similar to earlier, I've tried to come off the rail, hit the red on the high side, send the red down this end of the table, knowing that the yellow is going to kind of go near that top left. The yellow's actually landed beautifully. And I'm trying to put the white on the nameplate, basically, to leave a tough shot.
It's a good shot. That's why when I saw it, I said good shot too. I knew you meant it.
Yeah, I think I was just unfortunate that the red I hit planted into the other red, kind of held it at the top of the table. So you ended up with this red to the left center. I think something interesting happens here.
Yeah, I remember it looked easy, but it was actually not.
Snooker? That's like they're on it.
Surely not. I had a quick look, but
Interesting reaction from Gussie.
Yeah, the reds on camera might have looked quite easy. You can just do this or that and everything, but it was actually really, really quite awkward. I think it's fun.
I'm pretty sure I edited that audio out, but you probably saw what Gus said. Now, unfortunately, that was a good pot, good tight pot, but Greg's left me pretty close to the cushion here, and I'm relatively straight on this, so I don't have many options with the white except to bring him back to this side rail, leave him a shot, and I managed to park it right on the cushion.
Easy. It was a harder shot than what it looked. If anyone sees that and thinks that's no good, trust me, it's not easy out here.
God damn. The right shot is what Gus wants to do. He wants to pot it. So I tried to leave Gus more angle so he can play the one down the rail and get me higher.
Yes.
But the right shot here is to play the one to the bottom left, run forward about half a foot, play the one to the right middle, and then the one to the right corner.
Yeah.
100% the right option. Way I'm feeling in every way, I'm not going to be able to knock that red into the right middle. I'm just not going to be able to. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to see it or anything. And you might even hear to me basically beg him to play this one to the top left. It's not a terrible option. It's okay. It's not the right one, but it's still okay. And stun down because I don't want to have to play that red to the right middle off the rail with how I'm feeling. So I've asked him to give me a bit of a get out of jail free card here. And this was the moment when I realized how much trouble we were in with what happened here. He really didn't want to play it.
I'll leave it up to you.
If you don't like the red to the middle.
Not right now, I don't know. I'm going to ask Gussie to sort of bail me out here. I'll be playing that red from off the rail, and if there's a little bit of wrong angle as well, even if I pot it, I'll either be going into the red or away from the red. Alrighty.
So that's when I realized with how bad he's played that.
Well, the shot to nothing, really.
Obviously,
crap.
the wrong shot.
Shot to nothing.
All right, so what we won't do is me to get you to play the wrong shot anymore, because obviously you've
Like-
got not overly enjoyed about.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to make it a Gus versus Mick thing. There's been a few times I've asked Mick to bail me out, and this is not an anti-Gus thing at all. This is a pro Mick thing. That red hits the back of the pocket every time, and he's asked me to do it a few times, and the ball hits the back of the pocket every time. There's very rare, probably only once every couple of years, we might sort of do that. Once every few years, maybe. God, it doesn't happen very often. But when I realized, because this is mine and Gus's first time playing together, it's hard to ask a new partner to sort of do that kind of shot. And Gus is actually very much, you've got your Thames and all them who can do all sorts of crazy, Rusties and Ben Noonans and stuff. And I can throw a little bit of that in here and there, and so can Mick. But I found out that Gus very much just likes to play how he likes to play. And to do that kind of shot is not what he doesn't really like that. Where if I asked Mick to play that shot, a part of him would thrive. A part of him would almost be like get excited that I've asked him to help me because I never asked for help. And, and he loves that sort of thing where Gus, it just wasn't Gus's thing. I think if Gus and I had played together a few times, it would have been different. But I think looking back on it now, it was a bit too much of me to ask of him. And that was the moment when I knew we were in really bad trouble because now I'm in all sorts and now I've put Gus in all sorts too. So, yeah.
Gus has actually landed us in a little bit of trouble. Nearly flipped that black. I'm just going to pause this for a second. This was an interesting discussion between Greg and I. So you can see about half the ball here on the left-hand side. And I think Greg just wanted to smash it and see, give it a chance to go in somewhere. And rightly or wrongly, I've convinced Greg to have a go at the double at the top left. I think my style of play is if you have a shot at a pocket, even if it's a low percentage shot, at least try and aim for that pocket rather than just smash it and let it go around the table.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you can kind of do both, you can have like a smash long double into the top left.
Sure.
I do like a lot of movement on the white and trying to hit reds if you can.
Greg wanted to come off the bottom cushion and then into it to smash it.
Nah, no, if you can.
For exactly that reason, he said, I might hit the reds and one might go safe,
Oh, look, if you come off the bottom rail and smash into it, obviously it can go up into the top right-hand corner pocket, but it can also hit that top rail and long double down back inside this big pocket where the red is over the hole.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's merit in both options for sure. Yeah.
I think you could do either. I don't think there's a wrong choice. I think in these situations, Marty, just for future reference, when you're playing with a guy like Greg and you're in a situation like this, this is where you let them do their shot.
Yeah, I think you're right in hindsight. Yeah.
Yeah, and it will just let him sort of get that out of his system a little bit too. But if there's ever a time for you to let Greg pull off a big shot or a miracle, this is the kind of stuff. I just sort of let him do it.
This was the crispest shot you hit for the entire match. Just hit it so clean.
Never thought I'd knock this in.
Get through the cues, get through the ball so well.
I actually hit it harder than him.
Hear the thud in the back of the pocket. It was lovely.
Closed my eyes and hoped for the best. I actually didn't mean to hit it that hard. Came over a little bit too far. So he can actually screw past this yellow that's near the brown spot. He can actually get onto the left-hand side of that.
Yeah.
Pretty, not easily, but he certainly can. And I was surprised he didn't want to do it because I went and had a look. I'm thinking, I just screwed past the yellow, but I could tell he didn't want to, so I didn't want to push that.
So I probably play top on this shot and roll through off the top cushion. Gus has screwed off the ball and off the side cushion. And the reason I would play, or even just not top, just plain ball rolling it through, is that screwing off it is an execution shot. He's got a wide margin for error, but I'm always interested because I see Mick play a lot of these as well, where he deep screws past the pocket. Like if he gets this angle wrong and mishits it, he brings the pocket into play. So he's screwing past the pocket, whereas if he roll through, the pocket's never in play. And it's also a skill shot that he has to execute as well.
Do you mean the top left pocket?
The top left pocket, yes.
Oh, no. Gus is way too good of a cueist. If he
I understand he's good, but it is a skill shot, right? He's executing a skill shot, where if he plays it plain ball, it's not.
But he's also a striker. He wants to strike the ball. That's where he's going to feel more comfortable. And the white's pretty much always going to consistently hit that mid-range pocket of the cushion. So the white's going to come along a nice half ball angle of that second yellow, the second last yellow we're going to play. If he drops this in, he's sort of pushing it, and there's actually a fair bit of distance there. It may look easy on here, but if you actually were to actually picture this shot on the 7-footer, there's actually a fair bit of distance. And if he's to play it with sort of just dropping it in, that white's sort of going to go close to the yellow. It might leave me Chinese snookered over it. More likely to miss the pot. I don't really see the benefit of dropping it in over distance. I think you're asking for trouble. I like how he played it.
Yeah, I do too. I just find it less natural to me. Like just so much. So I was just interested in your thought on that shot.
So if you were to actually set this up on a table and work out the range of where a good spot is for the white to land, it's actually not that big. So you're hitting the rail and you're bouncing off. So you've got to bounce off at least that far to give me angle to come up, but you don't want to go. You don't want to go that far.
I'm going to end up near this red.
Yeah. And now I'm far away from the yellow. So now I've got to like punch stun it up the table. So the actual area for you to land in, the ideal area, is far narrower than if you just screw off the rail and come over.
So let me say this differently. If this was, I don't know about Gus, but I think it's probably true of Gus. If this was Mick and that was a black ball, he would play it the same way.
If
so
there was
position doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah.
He would screw off it.
Mick plays this the same way Gus would. I prefer to play this knocking it in a nice pace middle ball, as long as the left hand center pocket is not an issue. So as long as I can naturally just pot this in at a nice pace, I prefer topspin. Mick's terrible with topspin. He's fantastic with backspin. I'm better with topspin than I am with backspin. So that's what I just prefer. Yeah. But he plays this spot on, Gus. He does.
Oh, he executes it brilliantly. No question. Yeah.
Probably best shot he's struck. Almost straight up. Actually, that's interesting. Straight after I play a nice shot, I crisp one in. He then does as well. So it's interesting, that, isn't it?
Yeah, and look at the position that you get on this shot too. Like your position was excellent. It's funny how it builds momentum. Yeah.
Yep. So it just makes me feel like if I didn't project my, just call it negativity, it's probably the best word for it. At the time, it didn't feel like it. It felt like at the time I was trying to do the right thing, but looking back on it in hindsight, I wasn't. I should have just kept my internal struggles to me, because it only brought Gus down multiple levels, and then we didn't even have him to rely on anymore.
Yeah. Quick note from me. Greg and I, between us, I think have knocked in 3 or 4 balls off the break all day to this point. A lot of breaks between us, and Greg's been crunching them from all different positions across the ball line, crunching the front ball. So I make the decision to play a cut break.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Change it up. Gus was breaking well all day, and I don't even know if he got a ball.
Yeah.
Crazy. I got a ball most of the time, but I wasn't breaking any better than him.
Yeah, but I get a good split here. I was trying to get Greg to come up a little higher here so I could cut the ball down the rail and bump the black and the yellow open. But it's just too tight at this point. So we decided to pull up. And that was a good shot. And so I've asked Wellesley to play a shot that I think he could play that I wasn't feeling, which is to punch this long yellow in and just stun into the red or through the gap to get on the yellow to the top right.
And he's like, yes, finally.
It's a shot he's very capable of playing. Like he's
yeah. When you're playing with someone like Greg, who does have good skills, you got to use them.
Yeah.
Obviously he's butchered it, but you still, you got to let him play those shots.
Yeah, I didn't feel too bad about that.
This red wasn't that hard of a shot.
This one to the left center.
Yeah, this was not actually that tough of a cut, but he convinced himself it was. Don't know why he done that.
Yeah, he wasn't confident on it, was he?
No, it wasn't actually that hard. He wanted to play the plant to the right middle.
He was a bit result of our own. He was a bit hesitant on that one.
I've got a feeling that this yellow is actually on to the bottom left because I think I take it on here.
A little bit of an unlucky in off there, but we missed the pot anyway.
Maybe a little bit.
It's a little
down here, but it would be
head wheel,
nice to get rid of it.
But
early.
I think like look at where the
Early.
whites hit the
Nice
cushion.
little hit.
I'm trying to cut this into the bottom corner and have a look where the yellow hits the cushion. Come on, I'm a long way off.
Unlucky in off there, but we missed the pot anyway.
Not an easy.
That's at least
nice
4 pots that I think I've highlighted in this chat that I've just missed. I've got a feeling this is mop-up duties. I remember you talking about this shot, so I'll just let it play for a minute.
I'd rather him be high than low. If it was low, it was a bit nasty-pasty, but high, it's absolutely fine.
So that was you talking about getting the bounce off that bottom cushion and coming back out, just getting through the ball.
If I left him low, your yellow was on the left-hand rail, was in the way. But he couldn't. It was not actually easy. I made to make sure I left him high.
Yeah, so this red next to the black is in an awkward position, and the yellow being in front of it makes it a bit more awkward than it otherwise would be. You needed a little bit of precise work up there, and just you've ended up with your white on the cushion when you needed it just kind of off, maybe 4 inches, I guess. Just lay this through for a minute.
The red does pot to the right middle if the yellow's not there, but it is tight. But it does go.
I see. So the goal here is to just move the yellow and leave the red alone.
Yeah. See, Gus hates these shots. I didn't realize how much he hates like potting balls off balls, and he really doesn't. He really didn't want to do this. But I'm like, no, it's like, look, he's just got to hit that yellow half ball, and the red can't not go in. But he has a hard time sighting it because it's not a true pot. Unfortunately, in the semis and I think the final as well, all these shots happen to fall on Gus, and he's just not his style.
Yeah, okay. You've planted that idea in his head.
The red doesn't fly in the middle pocket, but it squeezes in just past the black. Like the white just gets just past the black. Not quite. Get a little bit full ball. It's not too bad. It's actually not a little bad result there. That's where I needed to leave him.
I think that's about 3 or 4 shots that I've seen Gus miss and leave us awkward, like just in an awkward position accidentally. So
I loved it.
Yeah, like sometimes that happens, right?
Yeah. But at the same time, like if I'm you guys here, I'm just happy to get a shot.
Totally. I'm thrilled to be at the table. Yeah. And I look to get some pressure back on. There was a bit of debate here. I think I remember you speaking about this on commentary, but the yellow that the cue ball is closest to is going to get played to the bottom right pocket. And Greg wants to take the pot on off the cushion, off the red and in, and I don't think it's on. So we debate that a little bit here. It's very close. And I think you say in the commentary that because you think that's what we're going to play, that you think it's a very tough shot.
The white's just rolled off a little bit, which has just brought the white up by like a centimetre. But believe it or not, that actually made the shot a lot harder because now he has to control the white. And now Gus can control the white, but when you're trying to force a shot like that, it's not something that you want to have to be dealing with. I get the feeling that's not sort of Gus's kind of shot that he would normally sort of gravitate towards. But we've got a little bit of a result. The ball's landed. Not too bad. Chance to get back to the table.
I think this is the moment, Mark, where we took way too long on the shot. I think we spend a good...
You don't know when you're out there, though. You're sort of chatting about the shot and you're in the moment. You know, when everyone else is like sitting here waiting for you to do something, but you're not thinking about that.
Yeah. So yes, everyone, we definitely took more than 45 seconds on this shot, and I have apologized to Marc for that.
Not easy.
It didn't bother me and Gus. We never mentioned it or even thought about it.
Oh, he's playing the turnover. That's why he's playing it with top left. I was wondering why he was playing it with top left.
Yeah, I was trying to get underneath that bottom yellow as well, but that I was happy with this result.
This is normally my bread and butter. Yeah. This is a
How far can I go?
good shot for me.
It looks relatively straight, right? So you're just cueing
It's
through
good.
the ball. Yeah.
It's nice. There's no complications. Sure.
It's quite skewed across it. Length moment.
I like that you took it on. I like that you took it on.
Yeah.
Good on you, Gus, being positive.
Yeah.
It's a good shot from Greg here. Just gets me back down the bottom end.
They're very gettable. Yeah, they're looking at playing a snooker. See, I don't. If they play the snooker here, this is not the right shot. You have to attack these here. Problem with laying a snooker here, Gus has a good chance to hit a red and put them on a worse position than they are now. Not.
Well, I suppose what's your goal? I suppose.
I mean, I've overplayed the yellow. Like I want the yellow to be kind of 6 inches shorter so that it's on to that bottom corner pocket. It's difficult to leave to find a good safety at that point. Like we should have several opportunities to several balls that we could go at if we needed to.
But I suppose what's the goal of that safety? Is it to get ball in hand?
No, it's to, like, that was a bad ball. It's hard on the cushion.
But you've got a yellow right above it, and you've got a yellow over a pocket. Having one ball on a rail, when you've got two balls to deal with it, should not be an obstacle. And it's only an obstacle if you tell yourself it is.
Yeah, you're right. I think it's probably reflective of my state of mind. Like I've just mentioned to you, I've missed 4 or 5 shots at this point that I think I should get in the match. So I'm not feeling confident with my potting.
No, I hear. That's why I'm sending in Gus and telling him to play the wrong shot.
Now, this is also interesting because we never get the opportunity to find out. But I looked at this before I played this shot. I am convinced that the red does not go off the red into the center pocket. And in the commentary, you are convinced it does go off the red into the center pocket. So it was fascinating to see we both formed in a different opinion of that shot, and it feeds our approach.
It 100% goes in. Yeah, it's one of my specialties, putting balls off balls.
Like I mean, let's just talk about that for a moment because the high red is higher than the lip of the pocket.
Yeah, but not the contact. So
I think you have to. Yeah, I understand, but so for that to have any chance of going, I think you have to hit that barely off straight and with quite a bit of power because you want it to deflect.
Power is important, yeah.
At the tangent line, like it can't go forwards. It has to be going straight on the tangent line of a shot, right? Does that sound all true to you?
If you hit that red into the other reds, probably a little bit thicker than a half ball with power, it's going to come off at very close to a 90-degree angle. And that 90-degree angle at the contact point goes straight into the middle of the pocket. The hard part about it is the white's on the rail.
Yes, that's true here, but you do get another chance at it later on.
Oh, another chance.
Let's play.
I bet it falls on Gus again.
That's a good result. With white ball, here you go. So you're at the table and you've got to look at that shot right now.
Ooh. Hopefully I go for it.
You do not.
It's different.
Tell me why you refuse it.
Because I can't land on a red.
Oh, you don't know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might land on one, but you don't know.
I might land on one, might not. But Gus sort of points out that we can play a safety off the top red, and you guys have got to make a good long pot, otherwise you're in trouble. what I forgot was I can't see that far right now. So in
I did like.
hindsight, I should have just played the pot red off the red, top the white through, or just stun the white, and hopefully that red flies back down to play or something. Maybe just top. I think actually just top through it. Just white goes into the black or something.
Yeah, because bear in mind, like we've put you here deliberately, right? Like we've opened up our balls. Like obviously we wanted the white to be kind of on the bottom cushion, but we are leaving you this shot because we don't think it's on.
I wish I played it then.
But Gus's shot, yeah, well, that's why I wanted to see it happen.
We need AI to set it up again. If someone could be bothered setting it up and take video and show Marty that it goes.
Gus does make a good choice of shot. I do like his choice of shot. Like even though it doesn't get executed perfectly, it's a good choice of shot, I think.
Yeah. His shot's fine. His shot's good. It wasn't the right shot for me right now.
Yeah.
As you're about to see.
Once I play with a bit more pace, then they can't. Got two options, Gus. Yeah, I might be able to get that. It's close. Or I can play the long double down and keep the white like over here. Yeah. And then that gets down in the mix.
That's what I like. Yeah, I like hitting the red, obviously. Yeah,
Because that black pots off our red very easy.
Keeping the white here. Yeah.
So the problem with this shot,
We don't know what's happening.
we don't know what's happening with the other ball. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to try and long double this down and just put on a bit of pressure. I obviously needed to get it way quicker than that.
I'm so frustrated at myself right now. There's nothing there's nothing I can do about it. It's not a lack of belief or queuing or anything like that. I couldn't see that far. It's funny. There was a lot of cues.
Yeah, I realized when I watched the video back, I realized how much I point with my cue. I mean, Greg's just overrun this. This is an interesting position here. So, I think Gus on commentary seems to think I could just screw past it, but it is pretty thin.
Yeah.
But I think the natural angle, you can see me looking at it, I think the natural angle here is to just bump that red above the black.
Yeah. I think you play a really good shot here, from memory. I think this is a good one.
Yeah. I think I just convinced Greg that I absolutely believe in this shot, and you just got to back me to play it.
Oh, nice shot. Thanks, very, very nice shot.
All right, let's power on.
Good shot.
A little bit of neat cue ball control needed here. And then I need to be quite precise here. And I think I just overplay it. Either overplay it or underplay it.
And the table, and then sometimes you just got to let luck take its course, and chips fall where they may.
I think you see me point here, off there, comes back down. Like I know I need a bit of luck to land in the gap, but the natural angle looks good here.
Sure.
Played it well, Greg. Nice break. And another one of those, a ball off ball's got to get played into the center, right?
Gus. I was really happy where I landed him too. All he's got to do is hit the red half ball. Pretend the yellow's not there. Oh, Gus.
I actually quite like our position here. I think this The middle red of the 3 at the top goes off the yellow to the center, and I think everything opens up beautifully.
Your red down on the bottom rail only just goes.
It does just go, but we knew it did go though. We knew it was on.
It goes, but only just, yeah.
So I'm trying to play the middle red to the center, then the top red, then use the one closest to the center to come down. So off the yellow and in.
Gus, you taking notes? I actually can't remember if you make it or not. No, Gus, don't take notes.
Quite surprised that I've hit the yellow and it hasn't gone in. You see the look on my face.
Again, just I can't see the bloody ball. I almost miss it
and
entirely.
you're hampered as well.
Yeah, that for me it's not
the
big issue. I can't almost miss it entirely.
Yeah, it's a very thin cut that you end up playing, right? And I presume you're trying to pot it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, frustration.
Everything's so thin.
I just don't know what to do at this point now.
Yeah, frustration's kicking in, right?
Big time.
I was very unlucky, so let me just let's just go back and quickly recap this shot. So Gus is potting this yellow to the left center and just trying to open the game up to give you guys a chance. You've got a ball to the bottom left that's going to be on. You'll be on that ball, and watch what happens with the white.
That's so unlucky.
Yeah, very stiff.
That's really unlucky there. Proud he's pulled the trigger on the aggressive option there, and I think saw the look on Gus's face. He thought, no, we're going to win or lose this. I want it to be off my cue and playing this shot. Had a great shot, just got really super unlucky. They actually landed really good too. I'd like to think we were a very good chance to close that out. Yeah, I like this option from them.
Yeah, and this time I've hit it too thin again.
Thrown another little interesting quirkiness into the pot. I don't know if I'm happy about that or not. Not sure. I think that was quite right there.
Just trying to put a ball in the mix.
Red's in a good spot.
Yeah. Yellow's in the mix. Yeah. Everyone's putting balls over. All right, what are we up to? Miss 5 or 6 from me? Yeah, that was a poor shot. It's a nice shot coming up from you here.
That was due.
Control that pace well.
Yeah, so this goes quite nicely. But again, Gus doesn't like these shots. Like, to me, this is really good. It's sitting nice. He doesn't like this, and I didn't realize how much he did not like this sort of shot.
This is off the cushion, off the red half ball. Kind of shot. Is that?
Yeah. And then white comes up the table for the yellow in the same pocket.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just doesn't like it. Didn't know.
Too late now, Gus. Got to play it. We are on the hill, by the way, folks. It's 4-all.
Shouldn't really matter.
This is for the match to get into the grand final.
The pace didn't matter at all. Like it almost can't miss. You know, he's got to hit that real bad for that to miss.
Yeah.
On this. I think it goes in pretty good. Yep. Oh, nudge. Oh my God. Jesus Christ, is that on? I really hope that's on. He's looked at me weird. Oh, you goddamn bastard. Oh my God.
I have half a pocket. I literally have half a pocket on a fine angle and still have half a pocket.
And very close to the object ball too, right?
That is tight.
This is a night. My heart rate instantly went from pretty good to 160. This was a nightmare. Probably the biggest nightmare shot I've ever had to play in my life.
Look at that pace. Oh.
Everyone held their breath there.
Oh, yes. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, well.
Well, there you have it, folks. Like, it's not always perfect pool, right?
But if it was, it would have been boring.
If it was, it would have been boring. So
I'm gonna blame the lighting. I think on those show tables the lights are too low and actually too bright. But I'm probably the only person that bothers, so that won't change. It's an old man these days looking for things to complain about.
Yeah, that's right. Like, it's good to know that the top players have bad days, right? And it was interesting to see you try so many things to, like, what can I do to help this? I'll try and rely on Gus. I'll try and ask him to take on a long pot. Okay, we'll just go back to what we normally do. Like, just, attempt after attempt to just try and get through the match. And sometimes you got to win ugly, and that's what you did today in that match. So
yeah, that's the second. So it happened to me in Mildura as well. I played very, very well, like against Phil Riley, my last 32 match, and then Tom O'Keefe. I'm 3-1 up and not feeling good, and the same thing happens. So now that's actually the second time that's happened in back-to-back tournaments. Gussie and I were playing good. Played a really good match against Bowen and Parker, beat them 4-0 in the quarters, and then in the semis, we make a good out. As you saw, we made a good out in the first frame, and I tell Gus then, after we just made a good out, something's not right. Like, I'm off. Like, that was the highlight for me, is that I didn't call it after I played a bad shot. We made a good out, and I called it. That's what is sort of interesting to me. So I'll be monitoring the situation very carefully.
Yeah, interesting. Now, you and Gus went on to play John Davidson and Paul Taylor in the grand final, and John and Paul got up to win the State Doubles Championship 6-5. That match went hill as well. So you had another hour and a half of play ahead of you after that when you're already struggling.
They did really well. They did really well. John, I've done a little bit of coaching with John, and the moment I saw him play, I think within the first, John, you remember this, I think within the first 10 minutes I saw you play, and this was last year, and I said, you're trying out for the state side next year, so 2026. And he said, yeah, I'm thinking about it. And I said, I'd actually expect you to make the state team. I'd never really seen him. I don't think I've ever actually seen him play before. We got 10 minutes in. I asked him a few questions and stuff, and I thought, this guy knows the game. He led very well. He's the better player of the two, and he was mapping it, and he mapped it very well. His mapping was very good, very simple. Stun, right angles, not complicated. Just kept things basic, and they did well. Gus and I, we didn't bring it to the final. They also capitalized on that, and they also kept us uncomfortable by playing the right shots, and they made some good outs. And Jono in particular was very fired up to win. He's punching tables, he's fist pumping and everything, and it was half frustrating to watch, because I want my opponent to just give up like new gen players do. But he brought a bit of that old gen spark and fight and spirit, and it was so the half of me was annoyed because it was working, and the other half of me was proud of him and Paul as well, to bring the fight and to take it to us and to beat us, and they did. They beat us. They were the better team in the final, 100%. They deserved the win. I'm very happy for them. I remember saying to Gus, I think it's around 4-all or something, and I think they made a really nice out to go 5-4 up. And they were so pumped and excited. And I said to Gus, I said, you know what? I said, a little part of me just wants them to win, because look how much they want it. You know, it was nice and good to see that here's some players, really cherishing this state title doubles final and what it would mean to them if they won it. Now, Gussie and I, we're fighting tooth and nail to win. Couldn't get it done, but very happy for them. Very, very happy for them. So, good to see it. And Paul,
I did.
If anyone wants to watch any of that match, zip forward at 5-all. Paul's they're out to win. John's left Paul off, and he's got to play a blind pocket quarter ball pot, medium distance with bottom to extract the black. Probably the hardest shot of the match, and he nails it, and then they've cut in a really nice black for the win. So they earned it. They didn't fall over the line. They earned it. So very happy for them. I didn't have to chat to Paul, but I spoke to John and said I was very proud of him. And I think I'd expect to see John in the stateside actually this year. I'm going to call it now. We'll see.
Be cool. Well, congratulations to John and Paul. I did stick around to watch that match, and it is recorded, so I will publish that as a separate video. If you're watching this, go and have a look at the 8-Ball FM channel on YouTube, and that match will be published there. It might not have audio because the venue turned the music up very loud shortly after the grand final began, and you can't have music playing in the background of YouTube videos for copyright reasons. So I think it'll be published there with no audio, but you'll get to see the full match. Both those boys are from Bendigo, I believe, which is why we don't see much of them in and around town here in Victoria, but they were definitely up and about for it. I completely agree. They looked great. They looked energized. They were fired up and ready to go, and fully deserving of the win. Congratulations to you both.
Very good team. They made a very good team.
Quick mention on the other finals of the day. There was an upset in the women's as well. Takura Henderson and Ebony Butler beat the outrageous favourites for the day, Bobby Jo Quinn and Mia Newman. Takura and Ebony have come away with that match 5-3. So congratulations to you both. That is a big win against class opposition. And in the Masters, I think the big surprise for the Masters was probably actually that the partnership of Jamie Stevens and Paul Clack didn't make it through qualifying.
Oh, they did. They made it.
So
they lost in the last 16 to Massey and Darren. I think that was the combo.
I think
that's fine. I've got you back.
Yeah, it's got me covered there. So in the Masters, the final was won by Steve Jamison and Paul Brewer. Very strong combination.
Yeah, one of the favourites.
Kevin Malik and Tony Ivanov 5-2. So congratulations to you boys as well.
Good stuff.
It was a great event. Really, I think we both really enjoyed it. It was nice to be able to do something different and get this kind of footage and the commentary going on. So we'll try and do some more of that at some point in the future. Please give us some feedback. Let us know if you like it, if you like the insights into the game, and we'll try and make things for you even better in the future.
You playing in Geelong?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to Geelong. I've got some family commitments, trying to spend some time with family, but Geelong is coming up. So for anyone watching, you're probably watching this the day before. Geelong's going to be tomorrow or today as you're seeing this episode. So yeah, it looks like a good event.
Who's in the final, Marty?
Well, who's in the final? Hang on, let me just quickly grab the.
You can just name list. 2 players. You don't need to analyze it and crunch the data.
Who do I think? No, I was just going to look at who the names is all I was going to look at.
I'm going to say Justin Sage versus Scotty Parker. Yeah.
Well, okay.
I hope it's a Jack Phillips versus Imogen Dixon final, though. Giddy up horses.
I hope it's a Jack Phillips and Dixon final.
8-Ball FM will be very happy with that final.
Let me throw in a couple of smokies. I think it's going to be a Sean Dempsey, Ben Noonan final.
Oof. Yep. That's the thing with Ben.
I would love to see that match.
Yeah, that'd be a great one. The thing with Ben is a lot of he's very vulnerable. A lot of people in the room could beat him now, but he could also come out and just annihilate everyone.
Oof.
We don't know. We don't know with Ben anymore.
Yeah.
Obviously, but be a lot more reliable. But right now, these days, we just don't know with him, and don't count Ben out. The moment you do, he's just going to absolutely steamroll you.
Absolutely. Yeah, looking forward to the event. It'll be on Cue Ball TV for anyone who wants to check it out. It's a very good tournament. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing
Very
it.
hard one. Very, very hard tournament.
Mark, good luck to you on the weekend.
No, good luck to Jack. Good luck to Jack Phillips and Tim Dixon.
Good luck to Jack Phillips and Tim Dixon. But I wish you and Scerri all the best as part of the 8 Ball FM crew representing.
We'll
we might
go.
get some shots and some commentary in the following
hopefully,
episode. Thanks, Mark.
Hopefully my eyes stay good and my brain doesn't get all foggy, and we'll see how we go.
Yeah, hope everyone enjoys this episode. I think it's been a good one. Trying to do something different. Let us know if you like it, and we'll see you all next time. Good night, Mark.
All right, see you, Marty. Cheers. Bye.